Yo, what up, everybody? This is a quick video that I want to do because I had a conversation today with one of my cousins, and she told me, "Don't hold back. Talk about it all." So hopefully, this don't gross too many people out. But this is something that I know a lot of people ain't talking about, especially as far as COVID goes. But I think it help a lot of people. Um, and this is simply about being on oxygen, taking heavy amounts of oxygen in. In my case, it was I was at the maximum amount. It's like 40 over 100, the maximum amount of oxygen that you can take. And in doing that, what people don't realize is there is so much air going in that it dries out the nasal passages. And when the nasal passages dry, it starts to uh, basically dry out and create blockages. And this was one of the first incidents I had with the doctors telling me that I'm unable to hold. They've got me on the maximum amount of oxygen and I'm not improving, and that's all they could do. So this is one of the first incidents where I kept telling the doctors and the nurses, like, hey, I just feel congested, man. Like, I got a lot of congestion in my my nasal passages. Like, can y'all give me something for it? I think that'll help. And they said, oh, well, we can try. And they gave me some spray, nasal spray, that really was kind of trash. It didn't do nothing, to be honest. The doctor later told me that. So I tried it, nothing. And so this particular day, when I had two doctor and a nurse practitioner come into my room and tell me, we've got you on oxygen, we've had you on oxygen now for weeks, and it's not improving. That's pretty much it. And of course, I told that story before, and so I'm like, well, I think the oxygen, I can feel it here, but it's not staying, and I'm not being able to hold it because I don't think it's passing through properly. I'm like, I got some blockages there, like some congestion, and they kind of just blew it off, and it was kind of crazy to me. But I'm like, this is crazy. So at that point, I kind of got upset. I got pissed off, and I'm like, because at that point they're telling me, they're pushing me to go on a ventilator, and like, oh yeah, that we've done all we can do. If it's your lungs, your body's not holding the oxygen. It's COVID. Any moment now, things could drop off. I'm like, all right, whatever. I feel differently. So what I did was, the next morning, I tried the spray that they gave me. It wasn't really doing anything. So I was just trying to moisten up the inside of my nose because I could feel it. If I put my finger there, I could feel it, but I couldn't. It was kind of like just stuck to the walls of my my nasal passages. And so I'm just like, man, I need to figure out what it is that I can do to try to loosen this up. And it was just hard, and then with your finger, you can't reach far enough. Q-tip isn't strong enough. So I'm like, man, it was just kind of crazy, but it feels like really bad congestion, just higher. So it's here more so, and I'm just like, okay. So the next morning, what I did, I was able to finally loosen it. And man, once I started to just move it down a little bit, I finally got it into the passages where I could finally blow it out. And I hope this don't gross people out, but I'm gonna put a picture of it up because it's something that you really need to see. Because once I blew it out onto the napkin, like, it was really big, and it was just like blood, snot, dry boogers. It was just like that blockage there. And so when I blew it out, I felt so much better. And I'm like, man, this is actually okay. So when the nurse came in, I gave her the napkin and I said, here. And she's like, oh my God, what is that? And I'm like, that's the blockage that I've been trying to ask y'all to give me something for, that y'all wouldn't. And so now you can see for yourself. And she was just kind of amazed, like, oh my God, I can't believe, this came out. And I'm like, yeah, like, well, y'all think I'm just saying this to say it? Like, you know what I mean? Y'all telling me that y'all want to put me on a ventilator, take me off the oxygen, and pretty much allow me to die. Well, I'm telling you the remedy. So, long story short, after that incident, I gave her the. She told me to throw it in the garbage, but I made sure I took a picture of it because I wanted to. I actually had to send it to a couple other people, including my wife. So I'm like, well, I think we should try the oxygen, now. So we took off the mask, put the nasal cannula back on because they had me on at this time like a BiPAP machine, which is one step away from the ventilator, to be honest. And so it does a lot of breathing for you. And so they tried again with the airflow with the mask, and right away the oxygen started to flow, and it was sticking. And so then the doctors rushed back in, and they called the doctors and told him, and he came in and said, "Down, oh my God, I can't believe it. You were right. The oxygen." So this whole message is basically to tell people, trust your body, man. Trust your body. If it don't feel right, then something's wrong. But if you don't feel the way that they say or they think you should feel, then trust your gut. And that's what I did. And there's a cream that I used. Afrin is a good one. Afrin actually is decent. You spray in your nasal passages and it loosens, but it's decent. But there's a cream that I want to put up for anybody who wants to use it, and this cream is really good. And my wife gave me this cream when I was in the hospital. She sent it up for me, and basically what I did was take a Q-tip at nighttime. You rub it around your nose, and what it does is it moistens the nose, and in the morning everything runs out. So you're not having the blockages, you're not having the the dryness, where it's getting really congested. It just, man, the cream works so good. I want to put it up here, but I don't have it in my hand. But I will make sure I put it in this video because it's very crucial. I mean, I don't want to put it in there. I don't work for that company, but I because I want to help people, I will put that cream up and show people what that cream is that works really good. And I can say it kind of saved my life. You know what I mean? Because I got some people telling me that was it, for me, because I couldn't hold the oxygen on the vent flow. But using that cream and, getting those blockages out, I was able to, start my second journey, which is what I'm doing now. So hopefully this video helps. I'll be back with more as usual. Appreciate everybody once again. Thank y'all. Peace.